So hello Pisces and welcome back to Divine Rebel. My name is Racey and I'm going to be doing your reading today. Today we're going to be doing the May 2019 monthly reads. This is a general reading, so it may or may not resonate with everybody. Energies are fluid, gender's fluid, roles can be reversed. So take it how it resonates and makes sense to you. My personal disclaimer is that I do use profanity and talk about adult things on the channel, so if you have children around or just don't appreciate the language, you can respectfully sign off now. So, Pisces, I got my vice versa tarot. What is going on for you for May 2019? Our Pisces. What is going on? May 2019. Our Pisces. One more card. Two more cards. All right. (2019) May. Pisces. All right, so consciously you want stability, okay? You want stability in your life. The underlying issue is you feel like maybe you're all tied up in some harsh truth. And I say that maybe you're tied up in this harsh truth, like this Ace of Swords that she's tied to behind her back. I think maybe at some point, Pisces, you know intuitively, right? You know intuitively that you kind of I want to say, because I don't want to say sabotage yourself. I want to say you know humbly where you made mistakes prior, okay? Where you've made mistakes maybe earlier this year or in general. And you really do want to have something solid, you know, moving forward. It's almost like a recognition of mistakes. Like, you know already what walls were in your way, you know, or maybe what your walls are. Like, I'm almost getting the sense of you're standing outside of your own walls, your own barricade, you know, your own guards. It's like looking at the walls you've built in order to keep people out, you know, knowing that there's a long way to maybe go, you know, or maybe feeling like there was a long healing process. And you're wanting to manifest something better, you know, especially in regards to love, you know, especially in regards to wanting to feel alive again. You know what I mean? I'm getting this feeling of the old you kind of had to, I'm getting like the sense of morphing, you know, it's almost like seeing yourself from a different perspective. You know, it really is seeing yourself from a different perspective, knowing intuitively what you've done to manifest certain things. And so, you know, moving forward with May, with these realizations, you know, this awakening, you know, dawn kind of energy, I think you already intuitively know, Pisces, that things are going to be shaking up in May. And there's 424 on the clock if you follow angel numbers. We got the Knight of Swords. And you can see the clouds in the sky are all stormy, you know, and air is the element of the mind, you know, the swords are communication, it's the mental. I feel like this clarity that you've kind of been blocking yourself from manifesting what you want kind of hits you like a ton of bricks. You know, it's almost like if you had all this momentum in the wrong direction, it's almost like crashing and the brakes getting slammed on, like reality check, like, wow, like this is the lie I was telling myself and the mask I was wearing, you know, keeping myself blinded. Boom, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of clicking. It's kind of clicking. You know, how maybe you were holding on to, negativity when you didn't need to. You know, you were looking at all the spilled cups instead of appreciating what was alive here, you know, the positives of things, you know, the stability that was around you at the time, you know what I mean? And wanting that moving forward, you know, holding on to the idea of order and structure, but not necessarily being all up in your head about it to where you're burning bridges. That's the kind of energy, you know, they're relationships that end in burned bridges, whether it's their fault or your fault or whatever, you know, or both parties' faults, because I think you're realizing like where you had your hand manifesting this, like not being on your authentic path, because walls and fear and all these things, you know, doubts, it's not a part of the authentic path. You know, if we don't like the energy of somebody that we're vibing around, you just don't keep them around. You know what I mean? You don't put up walls and hurt people, you know, because they might be one of them. You just trust yourself that if you get those kind of vibes, that they're out. You know, the Knight of Swords also has no problem cutting people out, you know, and I think that might be the realization that maybe you need to cut some people out this month. You know, maybe you need to cut some people out this month. Maybe you need to walk away from some situations that you were holding on to. You know, maybe you're realizing that you really do got to let them go for your own good, you know, because you want to manifest better. You don't want to be in this harsh truth that, you know, you're manifesting your bullshit, you know, because it really did kind of hit you like a ton of bricks. And I think moving into May, you know, and forward, if this is your focus, that's what you're going to manifest. You know what I mean? From the Four of Pentacles, holding on and, you know, to really seeing some kind of stable foundation being built moving forward. So I'm going to pull a Chakra Insight Oracle card to close it out. You know, so whatever the universe's focus is for you in May, as far as what it's focused on in your healing. All right, so that by the time May is done, you'll have moved through this energy. There's something else in here. Yeah, this is being able to express yourself without fear. Trusting that you're coming up with practical solutions to your energetic needs. Communicating clearly in a very stable and grounded way. This is speaking what you mean and meaning what you say. You know, this isn't about blowing up and getting angry. You know what I mean? This is about staying grounded, not blowing your top. This is about being reasonable and not being almost, what's the word I'm looking for? Say, I'm having a hard time communicating. Like, when you feel, not when you're blowing up, but it's like when what you say holds no weight. You know what I mean? In reality, it's not truth, and yet it's pouring out. Like, it holds no weight. It's finding a way to communicate without being all emotional, you know. I mean, Pisces is a water sign. It's a very emotional sign. They deal with indecision and things like that, and always not knowing, you know, which door to open. You know, life tends to happen to them instead of them taking action to, you know, create their life. This is what you're working on, you know, being able to communicate clearly without getting over emotional, you know. Being able to exchange how you're feeling, your truth with someone so that it can be received. You know, because when and I'm guilty of it too, you know, we all are. I'm Cancer moon, Cancer rising. I'm a water sign all over the fucking place in there. You know, so it's because Pisces feels deeply and they're very selfless at heart, you know. They understand people on a deep level. It's very hard for them to walk away sometimes. They end up getting hurt sometimes. And it's because they don't express themselves properly. You know, maybe that's the big healing lesson, how you got in your own way, you know, because when you communicate like a mess, people treat you like a mess, and they're not going to take what you say seriously. They're like, I'm just going to wait until she calms down, or I'm just going to wait until they chill out. Whatever, they'll get over it. Because you just come out like a mess and then nothing changes. You know what I mean? It's just about being more practical when you communicate, holding yourself together, right? So, Pisces, I hope this helps, because by the time May is done, this is what will have healed. Okay, that's the awareness and the consciousness that you're coming into, and it's going to help you build that stable future that you really do want. All right, with the Four of Wands. So until next time, guys, love each other, love yourselves. If you want more information about the zodiacs on a weekly basis, I do all of the extendeds on Facebook. All the information is in the description below. Until next time, guys. Bye.